Radio Hartlepool's Lee at Lunch. It is, of course, Music Monday, and that was the sounds of the Woven Project and 44, their brand new single, out this Friday on Shy Bairn Records. And we have Brian Barnes and Brian Batey in the studio, the two brides. Now, how can we do this? Because I was thinking, same names, even same initials. I was thinking, well, I could call one of you BB, but you're both BB as well. So, what do you think?
We've struggled with this.
We struggled with this, yeah. We have an in-joke saying he's the other Brian, I'm Brian. But he says I'm the other Brian, and he's Brian. So it's Batey and Barnes, I suppose, we'll let that, you know what I mean?
Brilliant. We'll do it that way then. So, of course, you're looking forward, you're excited now because your single's out on out this Friday on Shy Bairn Records. How long, when was that recorded? Did you do it kind of last year? Because these things take a bit of time, don't they, really?
Started in August.
Yeah, we started, I mean, this will be the first track of a 6-track EP that we're releasing in May, so, and it's sort of reboot for us, but yeah, we started to record the process of this single, and the other tracks was August, yeah.
Do you kind of find that once you get in the studio, the ideas come out straight away? Is it one of those kind of things where, the Stone Roses famously took 5 years, didn't it, to do their second album? Is it kind of a longer process with you guys, or...?
Not really. I mean, these songs were predominantly written or wrote, but they have grown during the process. We brought in Fall just to record us, but he's ended up being a producer, and he's a massive... the sound is as much him as it is us, really.
Yeah, the way with him on board, the way the songs have developed just in the recording. If we take the first take we did of 44 to where it is now, just the development of it as we've gone through the process has just changed. It's changed it to another beast sonically, you know what I mean?
And of course you mentioned there, bringing other people in, and you two are the nucleus of the Woven Project, really, but I think it's fair to say you get a lot of help from others, and I noticed the vocals there on Jasmine Wetherill, wasn't it, on 44?
Yeah, amazing, and she actually sings throughout the EP, and she just brought another sonic great element to our songs, you know what I mean?
I always feel, I think I have a nice tone with my vocals, but I don't really have a range, like a high range. So throughout the years we've utilised females, and I've been very lucky to sing with some great female vocalists. I heard Jasmine on a gig that Brian had put her on, and as soon as I heard her voice, I phoned her mum and dad, because I know her mum and dad, and asked if it would be okay, because she's very young. I mean, she turned 16 during this process.
Blimey.
But I just loved her voice, and I thought, just on first hearing, I thought that would go well. I could work around that, and
I think she's definitely one to watch, isn't she, in the future?
Hopefully we're a stepping stone for her, because we're incredibly old. I know we make lovely music, or I feel we do, but she's so young and so talented, so onwards and upwards with Jasmine, and it's just a pleasure to work with people of that calibre.
And she's very enthused as well, so it always helps. It's not just a case of bringing her in to sing a song. She's very enthused about the releases and excited about Friday and stuff, so it's not just like that old session thing. It's not about that. And obviously the other musicians we have on bass, Ed Lighton, and on drums the amazing Mark Lloyd.
Mark Lloyd, the Goldsmiths there. So all the percussion is Mark Lloyd Goldsmith, little Hartlepool loop there.
Hitting his jewellery as he plays.
Yeah.
But, I mean, this is the first single from the new kind of material, really. Like you say, you've got another single coming out in April as well. The EP in May, and I'm intrigued as well, you're bringing out a remix EP a bit later in June, aren't you, as well?
The songs have garnered attention from people we would never expected them to, and they're wanting to remix them, and for us that's such a compliment. So if they want to, then the songs are a completely different thing when they go through this filter of other people. And for us,
I mean, it's their stamp in it, and we love that. And we did that 12 years ago when we did a remix with Andy Wayne of whatever, and that got Radio 6 played, didn't it?
Yeah.
So
that's all in the future. It's going to be a busy year for the Woven Project 2023. We're going to be talking to them though about how they first met, going way back in time. After our next song from local lads, he's moved away now, but I went to school with him and he was an ace lad then, Paul Mosley and Song of the Silent Bird. Paul Mosley there on Radio Hartlepool and Song of the Silent Bird. What do you think about Paul? the two Bryce?
Just a talent.
Oh, he's amazing talent. I mean, I always think he's musical's best export or exiled, best musician in exile. But I obviously run pin drop events, and I have done for like the last 12 years. And Paul has been. I put Paul on so many times, and he always performs, and he always brings a crowd, and he's always brilliant. And incidentally, I've got him on the 14th of May at the Owl for the 150th pin drop event.
So there you go. If you like that, listeners, get yourselves along to that. It's going to be a great evening there. So back to the Woven Project, of course, and I'm going to ask you. We're going to kind of regress way back in time here. How long have you known each other then?
About 20 years now.
2006-ish, so just less than 12, 17 years. I think when you worked in nights, wasn't it?
Well, I was originally...
2007?
I didn't pick up a guitar till I was 27, and my first band was with a fella called Dave Cook from Uproar. So a real punk, raw band I was in. And when that ran its course, I started trying to perform solo gigs, which I've always struggled with nerves, stage fright, really bad. And Brian used to put me on.
I used to put him on when he did solo, and he used to do a few covers, and he did one that I always liked, and I've always liked the song. It's Another Man's Cause by the Levellers. And a couple of years later, it so happened that one of our friends was having a 21st birthday party.
Yeah,
21st birthday party, and she wanted some musicians to play. So I just gave him a phone call, and I said, "You up for playing this gig? Do you still do that there? Do you still do that Another Man's Cause?" Because I knew how to play, and I knew the chords and stuff, and I had an accordion. I hadn't played for a few years, and so I just went round his house in January 2009, and that was the start of Woven.
Blimey, so, it's been what? I'm trying to do the maths on my fingers here because I'm rubbish at maths.
14 years.
14 years, yeah. Blimey. Wow. So I'll tell you what, we are going to kind of play one of your older songs now, and we'll go into the history of that after our listeners have heard it. This is the Woven Project and Breathe. It's Lee at Lunch Music Monday, of course, my favourite day of the week, apart from every other day. The Woven Project there, and Breathe. We have got Brian and Brian in from the Woven Project. That is one of your older songs, isn't it? And I know one of our former presenters, Amanda Gallagher, used to play that, didn't she, on her show?
Yeah, one of our best friends, Amanda. She's always been bastion for the Woven Project. Always promoted. It's she's been great. You know what I mean? So, but I remember her playing it actually on the old show. So
I mean, that's kind of a number of years old, and obviously you were saying earlier kind of how we sound has kind of evolved over the years, hasn't it? And this new stuff is kind of going in maybe a slightly different progression now.
Yeah, we've hopefully as musicians we've grown, but it's just been a genesis really. It's the core of the project's always been me and Brian, but we're just lucky to have the people that we have willing and wanting to work with us, and that every different person you bring in brings a different element, brings a different flavour, and no disregard to the people we worked with before, but the people we're working with at the moment are just phenomenal. It's...
I mean, we started rehearsing for a couple of things we've got in the summer. We can't really divulge much else than that.
Yes.
But even live, it's a different animal. The songs live are another different animal. You know what I mean? So it's going to be very different to what you hear on the EP live.
Do you find live kind of, you can go off in slightly different directions? Do you kind of jam a bit more on them, kind of think, okay, we don't want to just play them exactly the same as on kind of recorded?
We need to be able to play them the same as recorded, but I think people want more. I think for us as musicians, we'll learn the songs as recorded, and then we'll find that freedom amongst ourselves to make them grow, make them pulse, and hopefully move an audience. If we move ourselves, then hopefully that equates to the audience, because it's cyclic. If energy comes back from the audience, then that comes round in circles. We'll feed off that. So
definitely looking forward to some live dates maybe later this year. We'll find out, I'm sure, in the coming months. So we are going to be talking more to Brian and Brian from the Woven Project after our next song. It's new music coming up from Depeche Mode. Playing some great music in Lee at lunch today. It's Music Monday. That was Beth Mackay and Love You More. We got Brian and Brian, Batey and Barnes in today from the Woven Project, celebrating the fact that they've got the new single 44 out, which we heard earlier on the show. That's going to be out on Friday on Shy Bairn Records. Do you want to tell us a bit about why you signed to that particular record label? Was it? Did you know people who were organising that?
They asked.
They asked. It was an association thing. Obviously, I mean, Ed, who runs the label, I was in my first band with in 1986, the Pyromaniacs. He played guitar, I played keyboards with a couple of fingers. But yeah, so I've known, and then Ed started playing ukulele for us, about 10 years ago, and so we've kept in contact. He put the record label and then start releasing Charlotte's stuff and some other stuff he was doing in London, and then we joined on board, didn't we? And he'd been putting a couple of things out for the Warrens as well. It's just good to have that support because of the work he's done with Charlotte over the last 6 years. He's got a bit of more knowledge about how releases work and how to publish, and those boxes that we haven't got.
I'm sure in a way as well it's a labour of love, because everybody knows these days, unless you kind of Ed Sheeran or Madonna, you don't make any money really, do you, or much money off releasing stuff these days. It is more kind of, you do it more because you want to do it.
You have to love it, you have to love it. And there's no... we wouldn't still be doing it. We signed in our 50s, and the first person I told was my mum, because it meant somebody other than my mum thought I was all right at this. But if we didn't love it, it would have been a long time.
I can't remember what the signing on fee was, can you? Was it a pint or something?
A packet of Rolos or something like that, with one taken out.
Yeah.
But I mean, it must be great to obviously work with people that you know and that you trust as well. And like I said, the song is coming out on Friday as well, 44. And is it going to be good to actually get it out there? Because I imagine, obviously you recorded it a few months ago, but there's that kind of anticipation of sitting on it for a while till the release.
It feels like forever. It's you're governed by a lot of other things. It's never us. I mean, our work was done a while back, and what I really wanted to do was to continue in the recording process, because we've got a lot of other songs that we'd like to be recorded at this level, working with Fall. But gigs have reared, we've been offered some stages we really can't refuse. So the process of playing live and the process of recording, it's a different mindset. We need... So to play the gigs at the level we want to play them, we're having to now concentrate on the live performance.
Yeah.
Hopefully that continues, because that's vindication in itself. But on the other hand, for the forever, I've got children. I want my great grandchildren to be able to, that's what my great granddad sounded like. It's so I'd like to get back into the studio as soon as possible, but I don't want to take away from how we'll perform live. I hope I've waffled on.
As well as the music, the recording and playing live and rehearsing, there's also all of the admin that goes with the release as well, the social media, the getting it right to be synced with things. And we're obviously, I'm editing a video at the minute, so that's going to be going out as well. On
you literally wear many hats, don't you?
I need to buy some new ones though, I think.
Well, I'll tell you what, we're going to think about some hats while we play this song from Joe Solo. Then you're going to hear again 44. Radio Hartlepool, and that was once again the great new single from the Woven Project and 44. Obviously you talked about kind of recording that. What were you kind of thinking when you kind of wrote it? What were the themes going on there?
Should this be you?
Well, to tell the truth, the song is 12 years old. It's a song that we shelved. We tried to record it previously. We played it live a couple of times. It just needed something else. The direction me and Bryce sort of wanted to go in sonically at that time, we were in Elbow and Depeche Mode and different to the members of the other project, and we wanted to go in that direction. We pulled back a bit by the other members.
It was a departure in a direction that really there was only us two really liked. So we were getting pushback from other band members with that particular song, and Yeah, it never went away. It never
Never
went
there
away
for us. We always
for
mentioned
us.
it over the years. At 44, we need to readdress that. We need to, and with the two new excellent reviews from Any Volume and Narc, mentioned Elbow, and that's where we were at the time. So we're happy with that reference. Do you know what I mean?
44, it's named after me mum. My mum was born 4th of the 4th, 44. Now the song, the lyrics are very personal, but I don't want to go into why, because I think people should take what they take.
Their
from the
own
lyrics.
interpretations,
I
yeah.
think- but yeah, name-wise, 44 is directly at me mum.
So it's obviously got that nice personal touch to it, really, hasn't it?
Yeah.
Definitely. Well, I'll tell you what, the two Brians, Batey and Barnes, I wish you the best of luck with this song. It's out on Shy Bairn Records this Friday.
Yeah, it'll be midnight. Struggle midnight.
You'll be watching those streaming figures, won't you, on midnight? Seeing
well,
what
the other
happens.
Bri will.
Exactly. But meanwhile, thank you both for coming in today and telling us a bit more about the Wolfen
Thank you.
project.
Thank you for doing this about the show.
Thank you, Lee.
And
Appreciate
we'll
it.
see you again soon.
Thank you.